Okay, first of all, good evening, Your Excellency, and welcome to Luxor.
It's fantastic to be here.
No, but it's not your first time in Luxor.
It's not my first time, and it definitely won't be my last time. I absolutely love it here. I came here about 2 or 3 months ago, just on a holiday with my wife, and now I've been back working, meeting people, meeting all the key figures in life here in Luxor and in the neighbouring governorates. But it's a magical place, and I'll definitely come back as many times as I possibly can while I'm living in Egypt and afterwards.
And what is the main reason for the visit this time?
Well, there's a general reason and a specific reason. The general reason is that for me as an ambassador, it's very important that diplomats are not just sitting in Cairo talking at people, but that we're listening to Egyptians and working with Egyptians and doing real things to help Egypt succeed. That's our goal, is that Egypt becomes more successful, more democratic, more stable, more prosperous, economically reviving. We can't do that as foreigners. We need to find the Egyptians who already have that vision, listen to them and support them. And that's why it's very important for me as ambassador to travel around the country, meet Egyptians, listen to them, work with them, not just stay in Cairo. So that's why I do that. And specifically, I've come to Luxor partly because Britain has this very strong tourism relationship with Egypt, and even in the time now when tourism numbers are a bit down, we still have 1 million British tourists a year. And I want to go back to what we had before in 2010 and beyond it, so to 2 million British tourists a year and even more. And Luxor, of course, is the jewel in the crown of tourism in Egypt. For anybody who wants to understand this country, who wants to experience it. I think vast majority, 99% of British people, if they write their bucket list of the things they must do before they die and must do in their life, coming to Luxor will be one of them. So I want to come here and see how we can help increase British tourism. And I want to come and look at some of the projects we've got to reinforce the local economy. So we've been looking at some of those projects today to help women and young people get skills, create businesses and create opportunities for themselves to strengthen the Egyptian economy. They go to work, they stay at home, they get married, they stay at home with the children, and so if you want to give them opportunities and also strengthen the economy for everybody, you have to give them skills and give them opportunities near the home so that they can take part in the economy. And so we've been looking at some amazing projects today where women have been trained in how to make traditional, beautiful handicrafts like jewellery, Arabic woodworking that makes furniture or ornaments in the classic Arabic style, which is quite skillful, and traditionally was the preserve of men. We've seen women learning those skills and getting the equipment, getting the training, getting the start-up capital to create businesses, and they've started to sell their jewellery and to sell their products, not just in Upper Egypt, not just in Cairo, but all over the world, including in some world-class places like the British Museum shop is taking this jewellery now. So it's very exciting to see. If you just open the door a little inch to Egyptians, they're so full of talent and ambition and energy that they take the opportunities, and that's what we're about. The British government is trying to invest in Egyptian people, empower them so that they can be the future of their country, build a future for their economy.
Any projects in the future?
Yes, definitely. Tomorrow we're going to be here in Luxor, and we're going to be focusing on the wonderful opportunities of tourism in this place. So we're going to be meeting some of the owners of tourist resorts, of hotels. We're going to be seeing some of the amazing, unique, historic places here, thousands of years old, that survived generation after generation and come down to us as these incredible treasures which everybody should see once in their lifetime. The Temple of Luxor, the Avenue of the Sphinxes, the Temple of Karnak. And we're going to be talking to the tourism industry here about how we make it a beautiful, fantastic place for British tourists to come. Just sitting here, it's incredibly powerful and incredibly obvious to me that there's another story to Egypt, and there's another story to the Arab world for people to experience if they come to Luxor. You know, people watching the TV news, they might get a bit depressed about bad news from the region. Even sitting in Cairo, they might be thinking there's a lot of traffic here, it's a busy, crazy place. If you come to Luxor, it's another world again. It's a place of calm and beauty. The River Nile is rolling on here, day after day, as it has for thousands and thousands of years, a source of life. And there's a fantastic traditional Egyptian life to experience here. And then all around us are some of the most amazing monuments that human beings have ever created. The ancient Egyptians, the pharaonic Egyptians created the temples, the tombs, the inscriptions, the civilization that lasted here for longer than any of our modern civilizations ever have or ever will. And it's like an oasis of history and beauty and calm for people to experience. So I'm going to be looking at how we can make sure that British people have that opportunity and don't miss it.
And to celebrate the cooperation between UK and Egypt.
That's true. Well, thank you. And every time you come to Luxor, you learn new things. There are hundreds of temples, and there are hundreds of miles of inscriptions. Even if you were the world's greatest expert on Egyptology, you wouldn't be able to ever exhaust yourself with all the treasures and beauties here. And one of the new things I've learned on this trip is that there is a special layer of British history buried here in Karnak, which is that, in a way, the modern tourist industry, not just in Egypt but in the whole world, was created by the man by the name of Thomas Cook. Everybody's heard the name, but I'm not sure that everybody's heard the story, which is that he was one of the great adventurer, travellers, entrepreneurs of the 19th century. And in exactly next year we'll be celebrating the 130th anniversary of his great new initiative, which was to bring Western tourists to Luxor to see these amazing ruins, the amazing antiquities here, by bringing the first ever cruise boat, the first ever steam cruiser up the Nile to Luxor. And I think it would be a fantastic idea if Britain and Egypt together could celebrate that fantastic anniversary, which has the best of British and the best of Egypt coming together. The best of Egypt is this unique place with all its antiquities, all its beautiful things to see. And the best of British is an adventurer, an entrepreneur, saying, we want to don't just sit in our island nation in Northwest Europe, we want to explore the world and experience the world. And so I'm very confident that next year, in 2016, there will be some fantastic events to celebrate this British-Egyptian occasion. And I think it will be an opportunity for politicians, for the media, for British tourists to learn about the story. Maybe we'll see something on TV about it, maybe we'll have some opportunities to commemorate it here. Because it's a great landmark, and if people in 1886 were getting, in the Victorian era, before the internet, before aeroplanes or anything else, were getting on boats and trains to come here because it was somewhere you had to experience before you die. Even more so, British tourists now in the 21st century, when they can get here in 5 hours, I hope this will remind them of what the opportunities are here, how amazing it is, and how they should follow in the footsteps of their forebear, Thomas Cook, and come to this unique place in the history of world civilization, which is as beautiful now as it has been for thousands of years.
Something more?
Yeah, well, I'm open to ideas actually. If your readers and viewers of this interview want to send me ideas, that would be fantastic, because I think we're looking for a brilliant idea that will mark this unique anniversary, 130 years on from Thomas Cook. The first ever tourist cruise to Egypt. For 130 years the boats have been coming and giving people the chance of a lifetime. So we're open to ideas about an event, about documentary films, about perhaps scholarships that remember this in the tourism industry, about bringing people here from all around the world to enjoy the opportunity to celebrate. So I've got some of those ideas, but I'm interested in knowing other ideas, because I know that out there are thousands of people who love this place and who will have even better ideas than mine.
And that will be a new door to open for the cooperation between UK and Egypt.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's my job, is to strengthen the areas of partnership between Britain and Egypt, make them bigger, make them fresh and new. We're already proud that we're the biggest foreign investor in Egypt. 1/2 of all foreign investment into Egypt is from Britain. In the last 5 years, $24.1 billion. At the Sharm el-Sheikh conference 2 weeks ago, we announced another $16 billion of investment from Britain. So we're proud that we have this role, long-term, ongoing, permanent role at the heart of the Egyptian economy. But it's not just about investment, it's not just about profits. It's about cooperation on security, cooperation on politics, and above all, it's about helping Egyptian people be the best they can be and shape the future of their country. It's about investing in, whether it's through the British Council language programs, achieving scholarships, the Newton Musharraf scholarships. It's about getting the best out of Egypt's greatest wealth. And there are some amazing sources of wealth in Egypt. There are gas and oil fields in the Mediterranean and the Muslim desert. There are lovely beaches and tourist resorts. There are these unique pharaonic antiquities. But there's something even more precious that Egypt has than all of those. And that is the capability and energy and potential of the Egyptian people. And that's what we try to do in our work here, is to invest in Egyptian people, because at the end of the day, the Egyptian people who make this country the world leader and the regional leader that it deserves to be. And I've seen today, meeting these young women who are working in jewellery and carpentry, meeting young kids in the street, meeting some of the senior community leaders. There is a huge pride in Egypt amongst Egyptians. There's a huge and fantastically impressive desire to build the country. I think we all have a responsibility to give Egyptians the future they deserve as people with great spirit, great resilience, great humour, a great past, and a great future.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, and hopefully next time we'll see you here and we'll be celebrating a new project.
Absolutely. We look forward to it, and we'll keep readers of the Luxor Times informed step by step as this project develops.
Thank you very much.